I was looking for Eagle Scout project when my church, One Life, was doing community projects in an area of Evansville called Jacobsville. And one of those projects was a park where they were going to adopt multiple phases of building. At the time of looking for Eagle Scout project, I was like, I want to do that as my project. We went down, took a look at the park. It just really called out to me, not only seeing the kids playing on it, and it was kind of a decrepit, small playground, and so something just snapped in me, and I was immediately drawn to this project. I did some research and development of this idea, where we went around to several playgrounds in the area, looking at each and adding up the pros and cons. One day we went to Smothers Park down in Owensboro, and I saw the playground there, and it just kind of clicked with the idea I had laid out for this whole playground. And so I did some research trying to find who the manufacturer was, and came up with Miracle Recreation and decided to go with that. The total design idea was based off of what the community really wanted in their playground. There was a small survey that was sent out saying what's needed most. I first originally presented my idea to Keith Benke, my Life to Eagle mentor, and we developed the idea over several months. Then I presented it to the local Jacobsville join-in, and then I went to the Parks Board to get their approval for it, and finally I went to the Scout Board to get their final approval of it. The Parks Department seemed very ecstatic about there being a new playground. One, not only so that they don't have to pay for it, but also that someone took pride in their community to help make their job just a little bit easier. We started fundraising February 2014. We kind of just sent out letters to local businesses and individuals trying to get corporate sponsors and individuals to buy in on the project. And it was kind of slow going at the beginning, and then we had several grant opportunities come up, which helped further us along. And once everybody saw that the ball was really starting, it was actually going to happen and turn into a real project. People started joining in and donating money. 6 figures later, and about half a year, we were finished and ready to build. Well, the design of the park and the playground structures really were based off of the uniqueness that I've seen. There's no other park in Evansville that quite looks like that one. Also, a science theme. And originally, when I went to show off my plans to the Parks Department, I had 2 themes built. One was more of a nature, woodsy type feeling, where there were different climbing structures, almost like a rock wall climbing. And the other one was a science theme, where it was more based off of biological and mechanical structures. And I chose that one not only to interest the kids more into maybe science in the future, but it's also just, like I said, the uniqueness of the park. We started on Memorial Day weekend, and we started breaking ground and excavating all what would be the playground. And it took probably 4 or 5 days to fully excavate, and then we put a layer of rock down to settle as not only drainage but more of a structural support. We had the playground equipment arrived, and our installers, Scott and Jeff at Installations Unlimited, came down to help install all the playground equipment. They ended up being gracious and donating their time and staying a little bit later than they were paid for. After that, it was just, we put in mulch for the playground and put in some fixtures to make the playground look complete, like park benches and trash cans. Some of the bigger challenges that we had during the building phase, rain mainly, making everything a muddy landfill. We also had complications in where we had mulch delivered 2 days early, in which we didn't have really a place to store it. We had miscalculated our placings of the playground structure itself, making it, we had to move and shift things around. We had enough volunteers each day. It seemed like we could have maybe a little bit more or a little bit less every single day.
Just watch how good I make your moves.
The playground itself is not really meant to be a solution to the crime and poverty of Jacobsville. However, it's meant to be more of an inspiration for neighbors to look at and realize that they can do their part in bettering the community, that kids themselves can have a fun, safe place to hang out and just be kids over the next coming years.
One thing that this project has taught me the most was to never give up on your dreams, even though people laughed, people ridiculed me, saying that it would never happen. 2 years later, we're standing here and it's ribbon cutting. So I would like to thank everybody who made it possible.
I just really want to thank all our volunteers and corporate and private sponsors for making this park happen, and all the support the community has given me, not only just helping me out with the build, but also making me feel like a welcome member of the community.